Yeah, we find her, the beautiful girl we've been missing. We wanna have her kissing. We find her, now we in love. Say Gusto, the remix.
DMB, Tux Bites, remix.
Now if I had to lose you like a bad phone connection, I'd change my game to get a better reception. Sit back, let's start this interaction. Don't fight with the just a chain reaction. Your heart won't give you the wrong instructions. Like my GPS, yes I got the right direction. We gotta merge together like a road intersection. Last stop is gonna be my love and affection. I ain't like the mother dudes, they wanna call you shorty, but I'ma call you up. Beautiful girl. I took your picture home. My mama saw it, she's a very, very beautiful girl. I wanna put you in my video, cause you're so beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. So when you hear us in your radio, turn up your stereo. It's beautiful girl.
Gotta find a shorty, what's worth of a lady. It's nice, but maybe doesn't look like 40. It's taking a little time. I wasn't seeing no signs, any traces of my baby. Gonna be my baby, but I thought I'm gonna take my time. But then it took a long fine eye. I saw a shorty passing by. She's got this very pretty smile. It was right at the bus station. I tried to make a conversation, holding her arms, feeling so true. I felt the sensation. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Now I realize I found me a beautiful girl. She's a model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it by. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes again. I found me a beautiful girl.
Body me LP, oh yeah,
My wish came true when I saw you, girl. God must have blessed me with your beauty, girl. Looking so right from your head to your toe. Shaped like a cocoa bottle with a smile of a queen. My queen to be, you my destiny. Got a body of a goddess with your beauty. I'm impressed and I'm never in distress. Come on over and be mine. Been searching for a man and now all the cats keep looking to mine. With a sexy walk and a sexy talk. She must be from a planet called the sexy world. I know I ain't tripping, better yet I'm thinking put a ring on the finger. We look good together. Take your place in my heart. With your beauty I'ma say that I'll never turn away. Who would think I'm in love?
So the way she smiles at me just really makes me weak. The way she speaks to me just really make me go so weak. Keep staring in her eyebrows. All I kept on saying is wow. Your beauty shines and breeze at night. All I really want in my life. Oh yeah. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, killing tight. I found me a beautiful girl. Yeah, beautiful girl. What beautiful girl, yeah. Beautiful girl.
Damn. Money. You seen her? Hot Ice. Have you seen her? LP. Have you seen her? I'ma go over to Tux Bites. I know you've probably seen her. He has a lot of beautiful girls with him. Tux, it's DMB, baby. Look.
Beautiful.
I look for a while, but I can't seem to find a beautiful girl so I can make her mine. Time after time, I've been searching for a while, but every girl I meet never seems worthwhile. What can I do? I pray to God for an answer. I feel pains in my heart like cancer, and when I find her, I'm gonna romance her. Lace up open gifts, call me Santa. Pause, I make a heartbeat pause. That's my girl, homeboy, not yours. The girl of my dreams, she's more than I ever thought. Show me ass and picture, I think I'm getting punked. She's what I really want, so I'ma go get her. Since I'm a go getter, you know I'm gon' get her. And I will give her the world, anything for my beautiful girl.
Psych. Ooh, it's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, killing
that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
Man of prestige. Ha! Now this guy win. Now you win. Now you win today. Now you win. Now you win. I agree. Man of prestige. Now man you be.
I'm sure some people will be jealous now the way I talk about Ola. But I have learned a lot from him. That's why I keep telling you to follow him. If you don't follow Man of Prestige, now you know.
All right. Welcome back. I am on the road. I am in some kind of hotel room in the middle of nowhere. So, pardon me. My voice, I've been traveling, so my voice is all over the place too. So, pardon me, but we have to keep working. We have to deliver, right? So that's why I am back here today to deliver. I hope you guys are doing well. So, I'm trying this hotel internet thing out. If it's too bad, I'll use my personal mobile internet tomorrow, but for now just manage, okay? Welcome back. Do me a favor, hit that like button, share, subscribe. I can't promise you might be watching the pre-recorded version because of my schedule being all over the place, but I promise you we have a big show today. Well, we're gonna keep it short, concise, straight to the point. All right, do me a favor, hit that like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications as you're coming into the show. And shout me out, I will see it later and then I'll shout you back out when I do see it, okay? Shout out to my sponsors, Mo Fresh, Richie, Natu, Adesoa, Film Girl, Tima, Show Mama, Grace Corner, D Love, Yes TV. Please hit the like button, tell everybody we're here so that, if they come late, we'll be gone already, okay? But yes, this month our goal is $318.76. What are we on the 20th? Okay, we're at $109.52. So let's step it up. You can either share, you can donate, you can, as low as 99 cents, you can sponsor the show at any point, even during replay. Okay, you can use the little dollar sign inside of a rectangle to support the show. All right, or you can just hit like, share, subscribe. By the way, we do have coaching available. Just go through manofprestige.com. We have some books available for you there for free, and we have relationship coaching, things like that, life and relationship coaching available. All right, it's not negotiable these days. There's just too much going on. You need to be engaged with wise counsel. Okay, I'm doing the same thing for myself, so just so you know, take advantage of what's available for you right now. That we do have, if it's the first time, we do have complimentary coaching available as well. Just go to manofprestige.com. You can download the books for free and you can engage counsel so you can increase the chances of creating the life that you want, living your best life. All right, and relationship, of course. All right, so without any further ado, by the way, you can also send an email to manofprestige, ask@manofprestige.com. We do have some merch available like this one I'm wearing right now at merch.manofprestige.com, and you can join the behind the scenes conversation at whatsapp.manofprestige.com. all right, without any further ado, we're just going to go right into the show. We do have some things to cover today. I'll be back in about 20 seconds.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
All right, welcome back. So this is gonna be I guess our version of of Wealth Building Wednesday today, because I'm not sure. This week is a little all over the place because I'm away. But we're just gonna get to it. The dollar is now 1,700 Naira. Okay, and a lot of people are having conversations around if Tinubu should be responsible for this or not. Right? Should Tinubu be responsible for the dollar hitting 1,700? Let me see what the official numbers are right now. Dollar to Naira to dollar. Naira rates to dollar. Let's see what the official is right now. Okay, I guess it's dollar to naira rather. Dollar to naira. It's showing 1,493 on Google official right now. I'll just show you so we can be on the same page. All right. We're on cruise mode this week, so don't expect any fancy. Somebody's gonna come in my comment and say, "It looks like you're not prepared. You look like you just come to the show not prepared." Prepared key you there. Prepared key you there. Anyway, this is a reaction platform, so we just react and have fun and cruise. So if you're taking yourself too seriously, find somewhere else to go. Thank you. It's showing 1,000 naira, 1,493, which is official. Now you know the black market is going to be a lot more, right? But anyway, as of right now, people are saying 1,700, somewhere between 1,600 and 1,700. So that's absolutely terrible, because obviously Nigerians import everything, including the food they eat, okay, including the pata they wear. They import everything, okay. Now that is precisely the problem, okay. Now, can we stop people from importing right now, today, in this moment? No, that's not how that works. It's not going to be that simple, you know, because we're talking about the conditioning of a whole nation for a while. For a couple of decades, it's been happening like that, right? And it seems like the nation slept on itself, so they need to buy from other people in order to survive. It's just what it is, you know. So sadly, dollar is it's actually trending on Twitter as I'm talking to you right now. I'm actually going to show you what I am looking at. You see where it says dollar is 1,700. Niger done hard. The least I can do is to assist. Okay, so I'm not sure what this person is showing. Dr. Usman Gugaje tearing Tinubu and his government into shreds, despite Sheun's best attempts at deflecting him. Baba no grief for anybody. Everyone will become obedient sooner or later. All right. So people are looking at this event right now to determine if it's time to be obedient. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's really relevant, you know, but I guess we can make it relevant. And I'll give you my final verdict, and I want to hear your opinions about this. Is Tinubu to be blamed for this? Let's hear this.
And perhaps knows just how well to deal with economic issues. And that's why I asked you whether or not you were disappointed. Well, today, do you think he has the capacity to be able to turn things around?
Today is everybody's knowledge that Bola Tinubu has no solution to the problems of this country.
Really?
If anything, well, let's see it. Let's see it if he has. I mean, the last 6 months or so, this government has been fumbling and tumbling. We have not seen any solution, not to the security situation, not to the food situation, not to the issue of jobs, even investments, where they claim to look at the value of the Naira. These, experts that he has brought to handle the central bank, you can see they are fumbling. The value of the Naira is constant. We never expected that it would get this bad.
But there are those who will say, look, there are some political manipulation. There are the fifth columnist. There are those who are trying to play around this issue.
We have had this regime after regime. If you cannot handle this, why did you even come in the first place?
Okay, so this Baba here apparently is some kind of Islamic scholar, political activist, and civil society leader and thinker for Nigeria. All right, so again, just same thing I said about Bode George, and like the rest of us, we're very good. We get very, very good at spelling out what the problem is, but we don't have solution, right? Including Tinubu himself, See, the expectations, we're talking about power. We talk about power here as well. Oh, where do we start with this? All right, so we're talking about power now, okay? We're talking about so many factors at play here, okay? The last thing I want to come here and do is to be defending anybody or to be completely castigating a regime that just came into power 7 months ago, okay? Now, what I can tell you, my final take is that yes, it should be blamed for it, but not particularly in the form of blame. Accountability, yes. Whoever the president of the country is should be ready to be held accountable. So he will be held accountable, and he should be held accountable. Because what drives this currency is not just the fundamentals that I like to talk about, which is the major driving force, the fact that Nigeria has nothing to sell to the world. Okay, now I'm generalizing. I'm saying for the most part, Nigeria is not selling anything to the world. Nigeria is importing everything they consume. Yes, I'm generalizing. I'm saying majority of what Nigeria consumes, including food, is being imported. So for as long as you're doing that, if you're not producing in a competing world, you can expect that everything about you will get devalued. Okay, will balance accordingly. That's just the fundamentals. Now, with that being said, if a president is coming in there to claim that they know what they're doing, then they should be expected that they will be held accountable. That's just the reality. That's just the reality. So I understand what this man is saying. Okay, let me play a little bit of it.
No excuses. You applied for this job. You should know that there will be fifth columnists. You should know that there are people who will sabotage you. What are the police doing? What are the SSS doing? What are all the instruments of coercion that you have within government are they doing? What are you doing?
Would it be fair to refer to the Tinubu government as failing after just 8 months in office?
It's very clear. You don't need any analysis. It has failed to address the most essential.
It's not even spent up to 1 year in office.
Yeah, but you can see clearly. And if you go back to the...
You do need analysis, okay? If you say you don't need analysis, that makes me look at you funny. Like, do you have other motives? Are you trying to incite people? We were on Shepherd News TV on Sunday. Go check that out, by the way. You know, my my uncle, the chief, he corrected, because he's a journalist, so he had to speak in Asian journalistic language. And he said, okay, maybe not inciting, maybe, you know, whatever. The bottom line is that nobody has the solutions for Nigeria right now. The only thing we can say is that, okay, maybe Tinubu has done a poor job with regards to entering this job or this role he's taken on with very poor. He hasn't been able to inspire people a lot. Okay, when it comes to security, when it comes to economy, everything is sounding too much like promises, just a bunch of promises, just the same way he got into the office. And there's a difference between inspirational and just promises. Inspirational can still be, there can be a fine line between inspirational and promises, but everything that's coming out of their camp right now sounds too much like just promises, and obviously people don't believe them anymore, right? But people voted for them. Oh no, he didn't win the election, stop the cap, okay? Everybody claims that, okay? Are we saying the elections were perfect? Of course not. Okay, it's not perfect in the United States, it's not perfect anywhere in the world, and it's damn sure not perfect, nowhere close to perfect in Nigeria. But for us to pretend like those numbers were not those, if it was completely rigged, it was an absolutely rigged situation, the numbers will not be that close, you know. So I'm looking at this comment. Somebody said all the solution this man made mention of here falls under statistics, which Peter Obi hammered on and still keeps hammering on. But now statistics will go chop. You have to do analysis. You have to. That's one of the problems in Nigeria. Nigerians are expecting somebody to come in and perform a miracle, and that's not going to happen. You're going to have to access the resources that Nigerians have right now, which is still a lot, and what's possible. And, you know, part of that equation is a leader who is also able to sell some level of hope that people can believe while they're working on things. And I don't think Tinubu is doing a good job at that either, okay? Because the national emotion is also a big part. Somebody says after 8 months in office, go and check UKPM, see how long they last in office. When them sabi waiting them they do 1 month of fumbling, then they don't sack you sharp. Yeah, that's why I'm also concluding that yes, Tinubu is to be held accountable. There's a difference between holding accountable and blaming, and many people don't know the difference. That's going to be a major part of this conversation today. There is a difference between holding accountable and blaming people. You can't blame Tinubu, okay, unless you mean holding him accountable. Then we can agree on that. But if you mean blame just because you're looking for someone to say it's your fault, that's not going to work, because that's exactly how we got here. We need to do a little bit more analysis and getting in our emotions, okay? Someone said impeachment evidence shows Biden met with many of Son's major. I don't know what that is. Truly, the Northerners suddenly found their voice. It must be biting them very hard now. It's showing a journalist or an APC member. That's the person that's clearly watching just a clip. Is getting him to talk. That's what they do. Statistics will go. Why is this man saying he should talk about figures? Let me play the end of it.
The Constitution, the very purpose of government is the welfare and security of the people. Where is the welfare? Where is the security? Where is the future? All this talk about hope, people have turned it to say, it's not a new, a revived hardship. They are moving from one hardship to worse hardship that they are facing now. And it's very clear. And I have not seen the solution. Most of the things that they have spoken about are no solution.
Dr. Bugaji,
they don't seem even the idea of exactly where to go.
And the president will say, look, we're making some policies that will call.
The bottom line is that it's going to take some time, and and I understand if the nation is running out of patience. Nigeria has not hit rock bottom yet. Okay, it might feel like rock bottom, but it's clearly not rock bottom, because now that Naira has gone to 1,700 Naira, people are still paying and still, this. But many people are hungry too. So I don't want to be insensitive in that respect. That's not my intentions. I just want you to see things as what they are. If Nigeria are just contemplating on protesting, then they're not there. Once they start protesting, then they're getting closer. But I think they're getting closer and closer. I think people are struggling. I think majority of the nation are struggling. And I think the elite have no idea what is coming for them. Because eventually it's going to be bad. If they don't do something and they don't start learning how to talk to the people. Because part of the reason why the 1,700 Naira is going up is because everything is getting more expensive, and it's like a vicious cycle. I want to know your thoughts on this. What do you think? What are your opinions on this, right? Disagree with me, talk with me, have a conversation with me, rub minds with me, because I do want to continue this conversation. Okay, this is, again, Power Talk right now, and this is exactly what affects all of us in every aspect of life. Either we're talking about power, self, social, intelligence, relationship, all that kind of stuff. These are the mindset that's driving everything. Okay, if you can't see what this 1,700 Naira per $1 means, if you don't see beyond just your emotions, it's probably reflecting in other areas of your life. But I want to know from you, what does this 1,700 Naira mean to you personally? All right, bring it down to personal. You have my permission. What does it mean to you personally? What is your personal opinion and interpretation of what this means? Is this sustainable? Can Nigeria sustain this for another 1 year? What has to happen? What is your suggested solution? All of us get too good at spelling out a problem, but we don't really come up with solution. We just want to blame the obvious, which is like a Tinubu or the pastors, or at some point we have to hold ourselves accountable as a people, right? So what's your suggested solution in this respect? All right, so do me a favor, hit that like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications, and that way you're notified whenever we go live. I'll be back in about 20 seconds.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Me love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
All right, welcome back. So, Toyin Abraham, Sheila is a comedian, and many others are being dragged over supporting Tinubu. Like we said, I think Tinubu was sworn in May, so about 7 months ago. So many people that supported him are also being dragged along in this drama right now. So it is what it is. They should have expected that too. Everything, in love and war, all is fair, right? In love and war, all is fair. So if you, with your full chest, you came out and you were supporting Tinubu, you know, then you deserve all the basketballs that comes with this right now. All right. So they're being dragged. Let me see here. 1 second. Ola, it looks like you're never prepared. I'll make fun of you. Preparation, kill you there. All right. So now I've noticed. I did see that she was on Twitter. You know, she was raising money and collecting money for people. I noticed that, which is cool. That's nice and all. You know. But also recently, Toyin, she's an actress, by the way, if you don't know who that is. She's a Nollywood actress. She's her recent movie did 300 million naira, I think, in the box office. So I guess maybe she's feeling sorry now. You know, she's feeling like, you know, she misled the country, because at the end of the day, they are influential, right? They're all influential people. So it is what it is. You just have to eat that up. So he's being dragged. Seyi Law yesterday also was being dragged. As a matter of fact, Seyi Law was also dragged by Idris Abdul Karim, was on the Honest Bunch podcast, and he was saying Seyi Law was at an event, and he was saying everybody should be sorry, that it was the greatest mistake of his life. And I said, okay, everybody is just being emotional, okay? Which is acceptable, because human beings are emotional. It is what it is. It is what it is, right? But we're going to need a little bit more than just emotional. We're going to need to apply some emotional intelligence in handling some of this stuff. We have the freedom. We have the freedom to support who we want to support. The reality is that the decision to support a candidate that decision is made from a place of limited information. You don't know what you don't know. One of the things that Idris Abdul Karim said is that, why are you supporting a person you don't know? You don't know any of them. You will never know any of them. So I'm not sure what point that stands to make exactly. You will never know any one of them. That's just the reality. So at some point, if you say, well, since I don't know anybody, I'm not going to support anybody, you're part of the problems, because you're essentially leaving the fate or your fate in the hands of other people. You have to look at the information you have, see what you have. There will continue to be limited information. Either we're talking about Peter Obi, or we're talking about Tinubu, or we're talking about anybody, right? You're going to have to look at that information, and you're going to have to decide that, okay, this is who I am supporting. I am putting my flag together with this person. Okay? Because why? Because you have to kind of make a stance at some point. You know? And by the way, in life, pretty much in life in general, you will always have limited information. And you have to be willing to make decisions off of limited information. That's the reality. There's no such thing as you know them personally. You know, they might say things like that, you know, like for example, the Olaiya Wigwe, who said, you know, this man has helped me. Like, obviously, that's a terrible place to come from as well. You know, so it's not, you know, what everyone is doing right now, trying to drag people that supported Tinubu. That's not going to help anything. That's only going to make matters worse. That you're also, by the way, you're also demonstrating why we ended up in this situation in the first place. You're basically doing the same thing all over again, and you're still expecting a different result. You know? So it's crazy. It's crazy what's going on. Just look around you and you will see the reasons why we're in the dilemma we are in now. Just look around you. Just start paying attention to small things like this. So the point I'm going to make here is this. Okay? Of course, feel free to drag who you want to drag. But let's apply some self-awareness along the line in that. What is it? Why am I feeling the way I feel about those who supported Tinubu? Is it because I have a better solution? The chances are no. Is it because I support Peter Obi? There's a chance that that's a yes. Okay, now why? Grab a pen and a paper, write down why you feel you supported Peter Obi. You might just be right. You might be right. He might have been the best solution to the problem of that nation. But think a little bit deeper. Do you think Peter Obi would have had all the answers to fix the economy within 7 months? Because that's basically what we're talking about right now. Right? Would he have been able to fix that nation's issue in 7 months? I think what he might have been able to do is like he would have represented a beacon of hope. And that can be a massive driving force in an economy, even in security, in any of the other issues that is of concern. That might have attracted a lot of investors. Yes, that's possible. But the fundamentals cannot be fixed in 7 months. That's the bottom line. So maybe that would have made a difference. I completely agree on that. But in the grand scheme of things, people would have probably given him more chance. Like, he's new, he's trying to learn the game, you know. But Tinubu, to many people, it's like Buhari. Same thing. It's like, you know, it's like the same regime for the past God knows how long. Right? Even including the Obasanjos, the PDP, all of them, right? So Peter Obi might have represented a new thing entirely. I completely get that. But I just want you to be aware that dragging Toyin, Abraham, and Seyi Law is not going to fix these issues. Okay? If anything, you're demonstrating how Nigeria got in that dirty place in the first place. They keep leaving their faith in the hands of God knows what. Right? Miracles. God will help us. Let us pray for our nation. Praying for our nation is a default. It's something we should always do, even if the nation is thriving. It is not the strategy to fix a falling nation. It is not the strategy to develop an underdeveloped nation. That is something you do for every nation. You pray for the United States, you pray for China, you pray for every nation around the world. You pray for peace. And that is a default. But there's some certain strategies that must be employed when a nation is in the predicament that Nigeria is right now. And we need to start rubbing minds together and start talking more so about those kind of things. Right? What strategies, what policies, right, can be put in place? Somebody was talking about the floating exchange rate, controlled exchange rates and stuff like that. So like, none of the solutions are absolute. They need to be assessed properly and they need to be monitored, and all of them are short-term in nature. So timing is everything. You have to know the right timing to employ some of those tactics. They call them managed exchange rate floating or something like that. It's easier said than done, because we're talking about 200 million people, right, that basically produce almost nothing, and they have to import everything. Well, at least energy. Even though they have the raw material, they don't know what to do with it. A lot of those they've used it to bet away, to service loans, big loans for, they call them infrastructure loans, but a lot of it is stomach infrastructures at this point. And it's getting more and more obvious. So it's really, it's bad. It's bad. It's really bad right now, and we need to start paying attention to beyond just emotions. I want you to understand it's pretty natural for people to be upset. It's natural that majority of the nation are not going to be the ones to provide the solution. But if you're going to be loud, if you're going to be very opinionated about this kind of stuff, let's start rubbing minds together. Understand that there's no absolute solution coming from any one person, right? But there's going to be a lot of reorientation, as I keep saying, all the way from the grassroots to the top. Okay? Because the state of Nigeria now was impossible without the enablement of the general population. It's literally impossible. It's happened like this because it is what it is. And the nation has supported everything moving in this direction for so long. Sadly, but that's just the truth. Okay? So Toyin Abraham, Seyi Law regretting that in one other place they said he's not really regretting. He's just, he's just he said he plans to stay in the wilderness with Moses. He wants to, let me see if I can find that statement. He wants to stay in the wilderness with the Moses. Yeah. Emergency comedian Seyi Law, or what do you call yourself? I am sure that the hunger and hardship in Nigeria has shut down your brain. If not, why do you want to spend 40 years with Moses in the wilderness on foot when you can make the journey by air in 1 hour? That's somebody's response to Seyi Law. But his original take, you can see this on Punch News, says, I would rather stay with Moses through wilderness. Seyi Law reaffirms support for Tinubu. So you don't understand anything, his name is Lawrence Seyi. He has reaffirmed the support for, he wants to stay in the wilderness. For how long? The wilderness is not a joke. So you want to be careful when you say things like that. Especially, you have to be sensitive with the state of the nation right now. But let me know what your thoughts are. Who else, by the way, let me know who else should be dragged. I'm sure you're supporting. You might want people to be dragged. Those that supported Seyi Tinubu. No, not Seyi. Of course, that's the song. Seyi Law. Auntie Ronke Oshodi, okay. Toyin Abraham. Who are the people that supported this movement that you want to drag? Feel free to drag them in the comment area. But in my opinion, you're going to need a little bit more than that to fix that nation's issue. That's all I'm trying to say. Okay? All right, but let me know who you want to drag in the comment area. And do me a favor, hit that like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified whenever we go live. I'll be back in 20 seconds.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
Alright, let's talk about Fani's Willis. This is the second part to a previous video we did about Fani Willis. If you don't know who Fani Willis is being dragged on the internet. She's an American district attorney here in the United States of is it Atlanta? No, Georgia, the Georgia state. Okay, Georgia. Well, she was responsible for some prosecution of Trump and a few other people, and there's been some hearing going on over the past few days. This is Fani Willis right here, just in case you didn't know. Yep, that's her right there. All right, so she's an American attorney. She's the district attorney of Fulton County, Georgia. There you go, which contains most of Atlanta, serving since 2021. She is the first woman to hold the office. Willis investigated the 2020 presidential election in Georgia, which resulted in indictment against Donald Trump and 18 alleged co-conspirators on charges of racketeering and other crimes. Well, unfortunately, she's her personal life has interfered with that case, and a lot of people are having a hard time understanding why that is the case now. Some people, again, as usual, are using their emotions to interpret this issue. This issue has nothing to do with your emotions. I need you to bring something, a little bit more something to the table here. Yeah, what do you bring to the table outside of your emotion in this matter? I'm reading a report from the Hill.com. This affair shatters no fair trial in Georgia. regardless of how you feel about Donald Trump, this is, especially in America, especially from an optics standpoint. I'm not sure, America is not perfect, obviously. We have to make sure, people are literally innocent. Try to practice that. I know it's social media era, and people are getting on social media, but in real life, in reality, okay, people are innocent and guilty. That's what kind of indictment. So, if you're handling the case, you want to make sure that you have your ducks aligned properly. That's how they say that, right? Yeah, you want to make sure that you don't have anything going on that would tamper. So, case in point, this young lady, she hired a boyfriend to handle this case, and there was some exchange of some money in cash. Jesus Christ, in cash. And there's also some fees that have been paid out for $650,000 worth of money. When you mix that all up in that situation, it's a bad look. It's essentially a bad look. All right, so the case is not looking too good right now. She might get dropped from the case. Why? Because everybody deserves what they call fair hearing. So I'm reading this. Former Senator Kelly Loeffler, Republican Georgia, called on the judge overseeing former President Trump's Georgia criminal case to remove Fulton County District Attorney. So they're asking for her to be removed. Some people are saying the case is not sabotage, it's just that they're asking for her to be removed. I beg to differ. Okay. The smallest thing would tamper with that case, and that case will basically, everything you can think of, no matter how little, will put a little dent on the credibility of the case. That's the way it works. Okay. In a Monday in the Atlanta Journal, in a Monday op-ed in the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, Loeffler claimed Willis' relationship with Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade, who was the boyfriend. She said they're just companions. I don't know what that means, but well. And apparently there's on the last episode that we talked about this in this series, I was wondering, they said somebody was married. It was basically Nathan Wade that was married, but he claimed he had been going through a separation or something like that. So this is their personal morals, but it does tamper with the credibility of the case, the indictment, whatever they have against Donald Trump in Georgia. So it says, claim that Willis' relationship with Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade makes it impossible for her to have prosecuted the case against Trump fairly. There you go. Willis' conflict of interest shatters any notion that the case against Trump has been prosecuted fairly. Her scheme is disqualifying. Pointing to George, you see, remember, they're looking for doubt, like anything that smells like doubt. It has to be beyond reasonable doubt, right? So when you're talking about court cases and all this kind of stuff, that doesn't mean that Trump is going to get away with anything. I'm just saying, this particular case, I don't see moving forward the way it should have in the first place if she had moved a little bit more wisely. But anyway, what do I mean by wisely? She can have companionship with whoever she wants, but she can't bring them in on the case in a way that tampers with the credibility of the case. Pointing to Georgia Judge Scott McAfee's suggestion last week, the relationship could result in disqualification from the case. Loeffler said this would be a step in the right direction, but anything less than a complete dismissal of the case is a bandage on the open wound of a justice system that is hemorrhaging its core principle of due process, she said. Too many prosecutors today are like Willis and Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg evade partisans, trading impartial justice for political calculation. Bragg charged Trump in a separate hush money case centered on reimbursements Trump made in 2016. All right. So let me just tell you this, right? If you think Donald Trump is not going to capitalize on all of these things to try to get himself dismissed, get these cases dismissed, you're lying to yourself, okay? And you should, because that's how it works. That's what makes it fair for everybody, right? Let's see. Bragg charged Trump in a separate hush money case centered on reimbursement Trump made in 2016 to his then fixer Michael Cohen, who paid adult film actress Stormy Daniels to keep quiet about an affair she alleged to have had with the former president, who testified for nearly 2 hours last week, during which she defended her reputation and relationship to attorneys who argued Willis and Wade's recent relationship makes the indictment against Trump and several of his allies fatally defective. Yep, that's the way it works. Yeah, on paper, you're right. It's just a dismissal of Fani. What's her name? Fani Willis. But that's not going to be the reality. Okay, the reality is that the credibility of this case has been tampered with, and there's a good chance that the whole thing will be dismissed. Okay. The constitutions may not see that far. That's why they're constitutions. That's why they have court cases. That's why they go to hearings, because there's only so far the constitutions can see. Okay. The Fulton County District Attorney is accused of hiring a romantic partner who has since financially benefited from his employment. She pushed back on the claim, which was first brought to light by defendant Michael Roman, a 2020 Trump campaign operative, and called the disqualification motion to boot her from the case dishonest. Willis and Wade reiterated in court last week that their relationship did not start until early 2022. They were working together, right? It was sweet to work together. And ended in summer 2023. Oh, they ended the relationship? Okay. Prosecutors said they met at the 2019 judicial conference where they connected as jurists of color, but had a mentor-like as opposed to a romantic relationship at the time. Loeffler, who was appointed to fill one of Georgia's Senate seats vacated by former Senator Johnny Isakson, a Republican, in 2020, reiterated the common argument that the racketeering criminal indictment against Trump and his allies is politically motivated. All right, a lot of the people in the manosphere are also dragging Fani because it's like, she's just rude, and they're like, okay, some of you are overreacting. Calm down, okay? Calm down. Just ask yourself, why are you always looking for an opportunity to drive home a dead argument? Focus on the case at hand. The issue here is understanding how power works, understanding how the difference between chess and checkers, understanding that this whole thing is a game, understanding that you need skills beyond just your emotions, which is essentially what you're doing when you're trying to drag her for being a woman, or being a woman of a certain type of behavior. Yeah, whatever. Oh, she's validating the stereotype. That's nonsense talk, okay? That's not really relevant to what's going on here. You're just looking to validate your own talking point. What's going on here is that Fani Willis, like many of you all, don't understand how power works. Even when they've studied this in school, they still struggle with understanding this completely. That's the issue here, okay? The fact that the Constitution cannot see that far, which is why there's amendments, that's why there's court hearings, that's why a lot of things are at the discretion of the judges at the court. That is what I would expect you to be studying more and more of. That's what you should be learning more and more about. Okay? Anyway, that's that. Let me know your thoughts so far. This case is still going on. I think I still saw that there was still some hearing going on. We'll see where it ends. My opinion, the credibility of the whole thing is shattered. You might not see that far, but we'll see. I'll be here when it happens, okay? And if I'm wrong, I'll be the first to say I'm wrong. All right, I'll see you in 20 seconds. Let me know your thoughts though. Hit the like button, share, subscribe.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Me love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
All right, welcome back. let's talk about Bode George again. I have had some interesting comments since we did that last episode. Okay. Nigerian politicians, Bode George, retired Commodore Bode George, a politician, versus the rich, the late Herbert, Elumelu, and co. So I've received some interesting, some interesting comments around this, because I had a small debate with our very, very own Uncle Patrick, and at the end of the conversation, I say, it's okay, we're good, but I'm sure that he still, he had his opinion, which is fine, which is why we need to continue. All of us need to continue to rub minds together on this kind of topics, because that's how we grow. That's why we improve, right? So right now we're talking about Bode George and his take. He did a video where he was saying the demise or the decline of the country economy is because of all these charlatans. Who are these charlatans? Not pastors, not politicians, but these very, 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 very rich guys, these rich fellows, the Wigwe, the Elumelu, and then of course somebody who is actually going through a court case, MFLA. Okay, but let's talk about this really quickly. So there's some comments that came in, and I wanted to address some very interesting take on it. I see Denny Freshmans says, okay, you know what? Let me just go there and let's go through it really quickly, and then we end the show with this. Like I said, we're gonna keep it short and concise since I'm on the road. My internets are not the best, so. Rob Peter to help Paul, Nigerians' way of life. They do what they gotta do. You're right. Policies have to change. Thank you, Nikki. That's what she said. Shout out to Shil Mama, one of our sponsors. She said, mindset thing. And thank you, Uncle Patrick, for joining in, letting us reflect on this wake-up call. We celebrate you, sir, for humbly seeing things from another point of view. Agbanya Dale, Ami, Lórúkọ Jésù, Ami. And yes, shout out to Uncle Patrick for that. For the conversation. It's an ongoing conversation. It's not something that ends, because again, maybe I'm wrong. We shall see. Somebody said talk is cheap. What's the way forward? That's what we're talking about. The policies have to. Jesus Christ! Did you watch the damn video? You probably didn't. Just so by you. When you don't watch the video and I catch you, you go collect.
Sorry.
I ask you a question. I try to ask a question at the end of it. You share your solution with us, right? But I think it's also possible that Agoyo is talking about Bode George. Bode George is basically saying, these are the talk. So maybe that's what you're saying. So shout out to you. That's what you're saying. These are the dangers of text. Sometimes you can't see each other's face, and I don't know, which angle you're coming from. So that's why a lot of times I will leave some comments alone, because I don't want to misinterpret it. So if that's what you're talking about, I appreciate you, because that's the angle we're trying to see things from in this conversation. Everybody knows how to spell out the problem. Do they have a solution? Also, talk is cheap. What companies? One of the questions I asked on Sharp Edge News TV yesterday is that, because Baba Bode George is asking, what is the factory here? Access Bank? And I say, okay, does Baba Bode George, does he have a factory somewhere that I don't know about? It's possible. If there's a factory somewhere that I don't know about, I would like to know. Please let us know. The only thing I knew he did was, it was a politician. He was a military man transferred to politician, and that's what I know. But there might be more to it that I don't know, But as as compared to the Elumelus and them, they might have mob type activities going on behind the situation with the currency, but they do have. Access Bank is in fact a type of factory. They offer banking services there, and we're not just gonna talk and pretend like that's not the reality. Someone said, why is it that when people come online, they keep talking aloud to themselves, giving the impression that they are not prepared? It is very annoying. I am not sure. Reference, tell us some names with your full chest. Thank you. My take is no matter what Yoro and Fulani do, hate Igbo as much as you can, your money will still end in their hands. You steal the crude Abi, but then you will build house, drink medicine, but spare parts, cars, transport. Igbo man takes back what you stole. Alright, I smell a lot of tribalistic talk in that, but whatever. You have the right to your opinion. So I said, bro, I really appreciate this program a lot. Uncle is not getting what you're saying. Because of his own experience, you have laid all we need for things to start to change. Reorientation, which is very expensive, which is a solution that we offered. That's a lot of investments in education, Ekwagba, Ekomode, all of it. But it sounds too far for people. People don't have the level of patience for it. It's a little bit easier to blame the powers that be right now. And you know me. Anything blame, I don't participate. Accountability, yes. Blame, no, not so much. The love of your people and values good education. Thank you for that, Nikki Flash, for saying that. Appreciate that. Oh, I actually answered that. Olorun Femi says, I guess you know that Nigeria is a free-for-all society, a land where anything goes. So forget about all these government policies you're talking about. What are government policies where there are no political will to support it? All of that is the same. We're not disagreeing there at all. But no, we're not going to just leave it in the hands of miracle and fate again. If that's what you're suggesting, that's not going to work. That's going to hurt your children of children of children. So either you realize that or not, everything that's going on right now is not sustainable, period. So we're not just going to leave it in the hands of fate. Okay? We're not going to do that. That would be a terrible suggestion if that's what you're suggesting. But you can also clarify for us. My brother Ben from Afronetizen says, Man of Prestige, you may have to do this show again. Are you blaming BG, Bode George, for stating the reality on ground? No, I don't use the word blame. Am I holding him accountable for spelling out the problem, for being good at spelling out problem but no solution? Yes. He needs to be able to spell out a solution for us rather than just castigating those that seem to have something going on, even though they are not perfect. You can't blame just Emefiele, Tinubu, and what's his name, Elumelu, and the late Wigwe. You can't blame them for the reality on ground. If you have to blame anything for the reality on ground, we have to blame policies, not persons. I said that in the show. What I'm getting from your analysis is that these bank executives are doing the right thing. No. What I always said is that you are right, but there's more to this conversation than right. And also, I feel you're putting the blame on Nigerians. I don't blame. I don't do that. I generally don't do that. But maybe there's something I said that sounds like it. Maybe I'm hearing a different thing. Thank you, Uncle Patrick, for speaking the truth. And thank you, MOP, for your analysis as always. Yes, you might be hearing a different thing. It's possible. Holding ourselves accountable can come off as we're blaming ourselves. That can be a tricky thing. That's something we need to continue to talk about. But that's all I have for you on today's show. We're going to keep it short and concise, 1 hour for this week. Okay, let me know your thoughts. Okay, also hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified whenever I go live. I'll be engaging in the comments, so make sure you're leaving me comments, leave me your thoughts. Let's rub minds together. Let's talk more about this kind of stuff, because this is the same mindset that's affecting our relationship at personal level all the way down to macro level, where we're voting for the wrong type of leaders. All right, I have to hold you accountable for voting for the wrong type of leaders. I'm not going to let you run away and get away by saying the electoral process is wrong. Well, it's not perfect, but it's not exactly what you're saying. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Me love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen.